Jesse's arrival in The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 5, is a pivotal moment for his character arc, but it also revealed Tommy would fulfill his story from the games. Joel Miller's death in Season 2, Episode 2, rattled the entire community of Jackson, though the sudden and unexpected murder couldn't have stung anyone more than Ellie and Tommy. Ellie and Dina have already made it to Seattle to find Abby, disobeying the council's orders in Jackson. In Season 2, Episode 5's ending, it's revealed that Jesse and Tommy are also there to see the job through. Ellie and Dina have faced a number of threats upon arriving in Seattle, but the most notable is the fact that the Washington Liberation Front, Abby's group, is a massive paramilitary force. With 2 more experienced survivors with them, they'll have a far better chance of achieving what they set out for. Jesse is played by young Mazzino and Tommy is played by Gabriel Luna in The Last of Us Season 2's cast. Jesse's arrival in Seattle hints that The Last of Us Season 2 is following Tommy's game story. Tommy can still show up in Seattle despite the Season 2 changes. The Last of Us Season 2's game changes continue to accumulate with each new episode, but a major distinction is that, in the video game, Tommy is the one who runs off to Seattle. Ellie and Dina are then approved by Maria to go and bring him back, setting Ellie on her path to revenge. With Ellie going first in the TV show, some had suspected that Tommy might not be going at all. Jesse mentioning that he's there with Tommy has disproved this theory, putting Tommy on a similar path to his game counterpart. There are some critical differences between the show and game versions of Tommy Miller, most notably being that he and Maria have a son in the TV series. The reckless act of traveling to another state, tracking down highly armed assailants, is far less justifiable with him being a father, and it wouldn't have been a shock for him not to go at all. Now that he is in Seattle, however, he might get to fulfill aspects of his story from The Last of Us Part 2, like the sniper shootout against Abby and Owen. What Jesse and Tommy's decision to come to Seattle means for both characters. Darker fates are ahead of both Jesse and Tommy. Gabriel Luna and Bella Ramsey as Tommy and Ellie in The Last of Us. Tommy and Jesse both have dark endings in The Last of Us Part 2, and it's almost saddening to see them arrive for the action, knowing how it's going to turn out for them. Jesse travels to Seattle by himself to help out Ellie and Dina in the video game, and he arrives in a similar fashion, discovering that Dina is pregnant with his child. However, when Abby learns about the fates of her friends Mel and Owen, she travels to the movie theater to kill Ellie. Abby shoots Jesse immediately, killing him without a second thought. Tommy's fate doesn't end in death, but it's still not a happy one. He returns to Jackson after the Seattle incident and, having failed to hunt and kill Abby, Tommy is ridden with the desire for revenge. He eventually learns that someone matching the description of Abby has appeared in Santa Barbara, and tries to convince Ellie to join him. When she declines, he berates her for giving up on getting justice for Joel, and this is the last we see of him. HBO's The Last of Us might take a different route with Tommy, as the version we've seen is far less hellbent on revenge than the games. Gabriel Luna's depiction of Tommy is strong, but he's also responsible, and doesn't seem like the type of man who would devote his life to a need for Abby's death. He has a good wife, kids, and a town to look after. That said, any number of things could happen in Seattle, with so many factions and the infected intersecting for a bloodbath.